Part 7 of buying a house in Jordan. I sit back here in Australia, having returned a few days ago, and I went to the bank directly to make the trial deposit. The woman in the bank that I've been dealing with was really helpful. We filled out the form. I didn't have the SWIFT code, so I had to Google that and kind of do that on the fly. The IBAN that I was given had 29 numbers and not 30 numbers. So after I finished that at the bank about 11 o'clock in the morning, I was going about my day, got a phone call from her and had to go back just to cross-reference. I sent 2 messages to a lawyer, but it was about 7:30 in the morning for them. So an hour later I rang Al, and Al rang the owner, and he got the number. It was missing 10 on the end. So I'll go back into the bank and I will finalise that trial transaction today. When the lawyer did eventually respond, he indicated that he had been to the building ministry, the housing ministry, Ministry of Housing, to register me as the owner of the property, but my international ID, my national ID number was still incorrect. So he had to go back to the immigration police, get that changed again. Because he has the special power of attorney, he can act in any agency on my behalf. And because that has now been updated in another system, I have to wait 24 to 48 hours. So that was yesterday, which was Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday. So that'll take 24 hours, so that'll be Wednesday, Thursday. Nothing would happen Friday, Saturday. So nothing will happen for me until Sunday in Jordan. Hopefully by then, when I go back into the bank this morning, finalise that extra digit in the transaction. I've got until 12 midday today to get in and correct that IBAN number for that transaction to go through. The other thing that she indicated to me was that when I do come in on Monday or next week to do the large transaction, that she will contact the international transfer, because it's such a large amount of money. It won't be just the standard currency transfer. She'll try and get me a better rate, which sounds good. I went through and I did the calculations for JD, USD and AUD. And so at the moment my AUD was probably 93,500 roughly, which is about 61,000 USD to get me to the 44,000, because I've already paid the deposit, so it's 43,000. 43,500, something like that, that I have to transfer to the value of. How easy is it to purchase a property in Amman in Jordan? Very tricky. Lots of little things. Just don't panic. One step at a time. Solve each problem as it comes. Okay, update number 7, purchasing a property in Amman in Jordan. I arrived back to Australia on the 5th of December. I went into the bank to do the test transfer on the 6th of December. There was 10 missing on the IBAN number, so I had to do some messaging and some to get that information corrected. I sent the test transfer of $100 US that cost me 30 Australian dollars to send, and then when we received receipt from the owner, they received $83.5 US in their account, because we were told initially going US to US dollars. There is no intermediary bank. There is no other fees and charges. Clearly there's fees and charges. That made me really quite nervous that $17+ US dollars went out. Was that a percentage or was that a flat fee?
the owner who is in the banking industry said that it's a flat fee that would happen for any intermediary that would be capped at around $50 US. So I before the transaction went through, the bank's fraud department rang me and asked for additional information, and I verified everything and they were happy. Then they allowed that transaction to go through, and then that went through that day. Then the owner sent the receipt in relation to the lesser amount. Then we found out that there's an intermediary bank with a fee. So I went to the bank today, I was incommunicado. I was on a cruise from the 8th to the 11th, but some intermittent messages were coming through. A message came through from the lawyer asking about my mother's name, and so I've sent that. So clearly he had been filling out some forms in relation to the registration of the property in my name, because everything goes historically along family lineage. So that's semi-reassuring. And then I came back and have internet access since yesterday, Monday the 11th. That's when we got the verification of the transfer. So today I went into the bank, and Nada, the person I've been dealing with, wasn't there today. She was unwell. But Savannah, who had been the teller next door and who knew everything anyway, asked me if I was comfortable enough for her to do the transaction. We did ring through to International and did get the rate changed a small amount, which saved me probably 2,000 or 3,000 Australian dollars on the transfer, on the exchange rate. Some's better than none. So we went through, and another teller, Shiloh, did the counter referencing and all that type of thing. And the whole process took about an hour for us to send 43,550 Jordanian dinar, which equated to approximately 63,000 US dollars. We rounded up just in case there are other fees and charges and taxes that we don't know about, which was just over 95,000 Australian dollars. So while we were on the phone to International Currency, they went and they had a look in the bank account to make sure that I had enough money to honour the transaction, which is absolutely fine. I have an expectation that fraud is going to ring me in the next 24, 48 hours. And then once they verify that, the transaction seems to go through really quite quickly. Absolutely fine. I've been a homeowner and I've been in this property now with a week. Al's been in and out. He's moving stuff in each day. He's actually taking people to visit the house. When I call this, who are you talking to? Oh, so-and-so. Okay. It's a great house. This is update number 7. Let's see what happens with update number 8.
Update number 9 on buying a house in Amman in Jordan, Smithsani. Today I'm wearing my cruise scarf, so it is a cruise day. This is cruise number 48, about to go on Disney Wonder for the 3rd time, my 7th Disney cruise. But I still do not have final permission from the Jordanian Parliament for approval. So I had sent the money. The money seemed to go through pretty okay. I didn't get a call from the fraud squad of my bank this time. It has appeared in the owner's bank account. The calculations that I had worked out in Jordanian dinar converted to Australian, converted to American, or the other way around. I transferred enough money that there is 39 JD remaining by the time, because I didn't know how much those fees and charges were for the intermediary bank. So Al will potentially get 39 JD back, of which 30 of that will go to Mohammed the Guard, because it's time for the next payment for my month, because this is December 20th, another 10 days, so I have to pay for my water and electricity. So Al will go and check what they are, because it's not technically in my name yet. The bills will go to Mohammed the Guard, so Al will get them from Mohammed the Guard, and we will see how much I spent in that first week of being there, doing the laundry, cleaning the floors, doing whatever, having a shower every day. Cost me. So once we get the approval from the Jordanian Parliament, the owner will distribute the money to the real estate broker, 800 JD, the lawyer, 1,250 JD. So the amount that I sent over for the 6% sales tax was 2,500 JD. So if there's any variation on that, which the lawyer was going to try and negotiate down for the value of the property of 44,000 and the purchase price was 40,000. So we'll just have to wait and see. I've been showing the video to people of what I've done, the 9-minute video. And I'm trying not to get too excited, but I'm inviting people over, imagining that it will go through. If it doesn't go through, what I have gifted to the owner will be all of those renovations, the soft close hinges in the kitchen, the new light switches in the bathroom, a complete clean and gut, the extra little bit of bed linen that we had purchased. We only spent about 300 JD, maybe 400 JD on it. So if this does all fall through, I have every confidence that the owner will send me back all of the money. I do feel that he's a very honest and has integrity. So it is a leap of faith that I'm just going to have to continue to ride with. Today will probably be one of the last days. Today's Wednesday or Thursday would be the last days of this calendar week if the parliamentary approval was granted, because Friday and Saturday are the weekend in the Middle East, so nothing happens on a Friday. And also on a Thursday, the back end of the day gets a little sketchy because things close early because people want to go away for the weekend or off for the weekend. So update number 10, number 9, still no physical cushion, G-H-O-U-S-A-N, cushion, which is the similar for us as a lands authority document. It's not a deed, it's actually the full ownership paper. I'm just waiting for that cushion to be generated in my name. Apparently everything is ready to do that final press on the online application for that once I receive the parliamentary approval. Story continues. Wait for update number 10.